I think he's not getting the audio.
No, I don't think he's got the audio track there yet, you know. But while I get that established, Ajay, let me make the most of your presence. And of course, Kishore, Lokesh, please step in. We ask this question every year. I'll start with Ajay and then you take it off. What is our priority? Fiscal deficit, discipline or growth? Is the question I've asked for the last 15 years. Is that a question that's relevant anymore? Or are we looking at direction this time? Ajay? Are we looking at direction? What new direction can we get, which we don't know already?
We are looking at the vision. We have completed the first quarter of this century, Arnab, so a significant landmark. We are looking at the vision for the next 25 years. That will be watched closely. It will be a balance. So there is very limited fiscal space. What is happening, Arnab, what you have been talking about in a lot of your programs also, a lot of the states are putting a lot of freebies out. So the state borrowing has grown more on a net basis than the center borrowing. The center is borrowing 11 lakh crores a year and the states together are borrowing 12.7. That is squeezing out the capex. What infrastructure spend gets done for the future generations. It's becoming a big issue. So hopefully something will be talked about there also. Our debt to GDP is reaching very scary numbers. 84% is the debt to GDP on a combined basis. And if you look at what we call the fiscal deficit, for viewers to explain it, if the government earns 70 rupees but spends 100 rupees, that 30 rupees is your fiscal deficit in very simple terms. There are other terms in it, but I'm just breaking it down. That fiscal deficit is watched very carefully for your sovereign ratings, for people to lend you globally, for people to invest into the country. So while the central fiscal deficit has been brought down right from 6%, 6.6% at the height of COVID to about 4.4 for this year, which is completing now, and we are expecting it to go down to 4.2. The state fiscal deficit, Arnab, has been increasing and now it is as high as 3.2. So on a combined basis, if you take government across India, the federal plus the state governments, you're reaching something like 7.6%, which is unsustainable. That is the big issue. So will there be some talk there? So fiscal space is limited, not expecting much more in terms of giveaways or in terms of excess expenditure, but looking at more consolidation and the quality of the expenditure. That is very critical.
In fact, if you saw the economic survey, you want to add something there?
Interest to revenue receipt ratio, that is a major cause of worry. Yes, I agree with Mr. Bagga. But then the fiscal consolidation has been pretty well, looking at the headwinds that India faced, and despite a challenging external sector, I mean, the kind of reforms that have come up, that has stimulated manufacturing sector significantly.